Okay, I'm going to get started in a minute. I'm just going to give people a minute or two to join. If anybody wants to just comment quickly, letting me know if they could hear the audio and or see the video, that would be a little bit helpful. Okay, I'm just going to wait another minute or two, and then I will start. Okay, I'm going to start in about a minute. All right, I'm afraid the audio is going to be a little messed up. All right, I'm just going to kick it off and people can join when they want. So I'm going to share my screen and figure out how to do this. So I'm going to do an entire screen and okay. So hopefully you guys could see the screen here. I've got two scripts open. Two GitHub pages, two things I want to mess around with that I think are important to mess around with. If you guys notice this weird kind of background, I'm experimenting with a new Chrome extension plugin. I think it's called Superpower ChatGPT, but it's doing some of these other things and also adding the folder structure, the timestamps. And also what's really cool is it counts your usage of your GPT-4 requests. So it shows I've used 1 out of 25 in the last 3 hours. I don't know how well the plugin works, so I might have to turn it off, but I'm going to kick into gear. So I really wanted to start with this ChatGPT retrieval plugin, which OpenAI released when they released the plugins, and something that you could run on your own systems, on your own data privately as a plugin on top of ChatGPT. And so I'm going to see if I can figure out how to launch this. Bear in mind, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a developer. I'm going to be relying almost entirely on ChatGPT's coaching and help to deploy it. So I think this is an important thing for people to know and play around with. That obviously, you know, OpenAI released this for a reason. Separate from that, this morning someone released this that looks really cool. They create a deep fake in just a couple seconds. So I want to attempt to do this deep fake thing first. And forgive me if I screw up a little bit. But I already, basically what I did is I prompted GPT-4 to act as a software engineering instructor and tell me how to install and run this program. And then I just copied and pasted the text from that GitHub page. And here's what it's telling me to do. So the first thing it wants me to do is install dependencies. So it wants me to open the terminal on my Mac. So I'm going to do that. And then it wants me to, and maybe I should be doing this within Visual Studio Code or something, but for now, let's try it in here. It wants me to check if I have the right Python version installed on my computer. So let's see if that works. And it appears like I do. Okay. Now, now it wants me to install this package. Sorry, I'm still going to use the MacBook. It's been a while. I've been on a PC forever. Let's try this code, see what happens. And it looks like it installed something. Then let's see if this is installed correctly. Again, bear in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of relying on ChatGPT. It does appear like it's installed. Now it wants me to install this FFmpeg script, which apparently makes it really easy to play the videos. So I'm going to do that. And it appears like it is installing that program. So while it's doing that, let's see the next step. Those wondering what this thing is, this is Glasp that showed up, which is a really cool tool that I guess I could show it to you while we're doing this. Is like a highlight anything, and then it kind of it lets you kind of create a knowledge base and content around whatever you're doing online. So you could easily create, newsletters, blog posts, and then it has a public kind of repository where it's saved. But let's move away from that. And let's see. So this is still generating stuff, so we'll give it a minute. Now the next step it wants us to do is open VS Code and open a new terminal from terminal. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to guess I need to copy this text, and it might not work. If anybody wants to comment or drop a note in the chat, feel free to do so. All right, give me a moment. And just if everybody could just confirm that they could hear the audio or see what's going on here correctly. Let's see what I need to do for this next step. Open VS Code and open a new terminal from terminal. In the terminal, it wants to type the following command. Okay. Now, bear in mind, ChatGPT could be hallucinating. I'm assuming it's not if it's kind of installing all this stuff, and it could take a few minutes. But, so far, bear in mind, again, I have no clue what I'm doing. I guess we'll let this run for a minute, and we could start looking at the other ChatGPT plugin piece. Unless somebody knows if I can open multiple terminals at the same time without interfering with them. I assume I can. I'll just hang tight for a minute and see what happens. Sorry if this is a little boring, but we will. Let's go look at the repository while that's loading and see what it kind of says. See if it warns us about what's happening here. Here, note when you run this program for the first time, it'll download some models to render. So this looks like it might actually take a few minutes to fully set up. Hopefully what it's doing right here is okay and not breaking my computer. There is one other thing I could do here, which is this is going to, in theory, do this. So take a picture and in a video and swap out the face, turn it into a deep fake. So I really need a video that I want to swap out of the face with. So let me just, let me see if I can find something on my computer that isn't too long of a video. Um, I'm going to attempt to open Visual Studio Code while this is running in the background. So we got this here. Again, no clue what I'm doing with it. But let's find out. So open a new terminal from terminal. Okay. Okay. Now I want to copy this code. So just hit copy code. I believe this is creating a folder and cloning this file in it. Looks like it's able to run at the same time as the other thing. So I'm sorry I kept everybody waiting. Hopefully it's able to do everything it needs to do while this other thing's running. Okay. It looks like it built everything it was supposed to, and now we're in the group directory. Again, I don't know if I need this FFmpeg dependency fully kind of run and built out. And I don't know if it's done yet or not, but let's go back to ChatGPT's instructions here. Now it wants me to download the required file. Okay, so right here, it says we need to download this file. In Swapper 128. And then I guess we'll go back and get the other ones. And then we'll jump into the retrieval plugin in a minute. Okay, so it looks like this is finished. Everything it was doing up here in that terminal. And it looks like this is finished. And it looks like the next instruction is to add this video or file in Swapper into the root directory. So I guess we have to try to move that. Honestly, I have no clue how to do that on this device, short of trying to find that group folder, which is over here. So let's just drag and drop it. This drives me nuts. I have no idea how to move files on the Mac. I have no clue what I'm doing. I know I'm supposed to just like grab it with this is frustrating. I'm just gonna copy it because I have no clue what I'm doing. Just trying to show you how accessible this is because like I'm like clueless here and somehow I'm managing to get these things done. So let's go back to that instruction down here. It wanted us to download this file and keep in root directory. And then, oh, so these are mirrors of the same thing. Okay. Now, all right. So once I did that, now run the program. To run the program, type python run.py in the VS Code terminal. So let's try that and see what happens. Now it's doing something. Okay, a program just popped up on my computer. Check that out. It looks like we just installed and built the program. And now my guess is all we have to do is select the face. Let's take that avatar I made, if I could find it. So that's the face we chose. I have no idea if that went in. And now let's select the target. These were just, I was doing a presentation for someone. All right, let's take a video of me. I have no idea if this is going to work. I hope that's not a long video I just chose. Let's hit start. The save file operation failed to connect to the open and save panel service. Okay. Getting something here. It looks like it's actually doing something, even though we got that error message. Let's go back to the actual step thing. Oh, interesting. Open files for navigate directory, select your output to be in. I don't know if I actually selected that. You'll find directory named video title, where you can find the frames being swapped in real time. Let's see if we can find that. So here's the root. Let me see if I can figure this out. I'm just looking through this to see if I could. So downloads, and then there's an MP4 file there. So it looks like it's saving it into the downloads folder. Let's see if we can find it in there. And here this is. Sweet. So, okay, these are frames, I guess. But again, I have no idea. It could be it didn't save the original file and it's not doing what we want it to do. And this is a pretty long video because all of these images, as I open them, are just me. Although you see how quickly that's kind of going. Yeah, because this is going to take up a lot of memory. But that is pretty cool that you kind of see the frame by frame in the video being created. But remember, we got an error message when we started it, and it could be the video I chose was really long. Let's see where we're holding here. We're up to 1100 frames. I have no idea how to get back to where I was. I'm sure that's not good. Terminal, okay. Does anybody know how to stop something in action? If anybody knows how to stop it in action, let me know. People are saying to try Control C. Trying to find the kind of like help and instructions here. Let me see if I can find the. Some people are giving me some tips and pointers here on how to deal with this. But unfortunately, I'm just not sure. Um, let's go back and just quickly see if it looks like we're getting anywhere within this frame swap. Nope, it's still a picture of me. I wonder what happens if I just close my terminal. Oh, here it says press Q to stop. There we go. Sometimes you just got to read through that text. But let's see what's happening now. I'm getting all these kind of messages. And it's frozen. Let's give it a minute, I guess. Looks like it's doing something down there. I wonder if the way it does the deepfake start and swap is first downloading all of the frames and then doing the swap. I'm not sure. But maybe I should have been a little more deliberate with the video choice. See if any of these are just like really small videos. Maybe we'll try something like this. It's a relatively small file. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll have to let it kind of kill itself. So that's going to take a minute. In the meantime, let's jump into the knowledge retrieval plugin, which I think is next up. So let's just go straight to how to start this. So you have plugins in ChatGPT, right? If I were to be in the GPT-4 model with plugins, I'd be able to choose those plugins, right? You have all these plugins that I can attempt to use, plus the plugin store. So the question is, how do I create one that only accesses my own internal data and no one else's? And so OpenAI released this, and it looks like what we're going to do is the same thing we just did there. We are going to ask GPT-4 for help. Make sure we're in GPT-4. We don't need plugins. So I'm prompting it to act like a software engineer. I'm telling it I'm on a MacBook Pro and have VS Visual Studio Code. And I am a complete newbie who doesn't know anything. Okay, let's see how it does. So once we install Python, I'm pretty sure we already did this, but I'm gonna, all right, we have a terminal open already right here. So let's just try this. So the first thing we're gonna do is check what version of Python we have. Oh, that's annoying. Let's get a new terminal open. Let's take step one. Nope, I did not grab that. Maybe when it's done generating, it'll let me do it. I don't know why it wasn't letting me copy that earlier, but here we got this. Okay, we know we've got the right thing. Okay, now it wants us to copy this code. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. Now it wants us to copy this. Okay. So we're now in the chat retrieval plugin directory, and I believe we cloned this. Now it wants us to install this library or whatever it is. It wants us to use a virtual environment. So we got this error message. And we are going to quickly ask it what this means. This error message during step number step 5. I don't think we're gonna have to do all this stuff, but I don't understand what's happening. Okay, so couldn't find it. So I guess maybe it's not in this folder. So let's go ahead and install it. Okay, I think now it wants us to try this again once it's done here. We probably didn't need to install it, but let's give it a minute. Okay. So I'm gonna add this here just to see what does this warning mean. Do I need to do anything? Okay, so it's telling us we don't have to worry about it right now. Okay, so let's go back to the original instructions. So it wanted us to create a new virtual environment. Now it wanted us to activate it. Okay. Now it wants us to install dependencies. So the step 8 and step 9, I may need to do on my own. Let's go to the GitHub page and see if we can figure it out. So here, create a new virtual environment, activate virtual environment, install dependencies, create a bearer token. So there's a link there. So let's see what this is. So there's data store bearer token, open the API key. Vector days, all right, so bearer token. I don't know what this jwt.io is, but I'm going to use Pinecone because I already have a Pinecone account. So it looks like I'm going to need to add these 3 things here. I'm not going to add them publicly, but hopefully I'll figure out how to do it. Let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, this thing's still like running or something. I'm going to open this ChatGPT plugin. So this is the plugin folder open in Visual Studio Code. Again, not sure exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm assuming this README file is very similar to what I'm looking at on GitHub. And still not certain what the bearer token is, but for some reason, I'm assuming is this, I wonder if this is for my own database that I'm creating. Let me ask ChatGPT for some help. Whoa. Oh, thought that was okay. So here's the chat we had. So this is what it says about bearer tokens and code for my vector database. Oh, interesting. So the bearer token is my own random token I'm creating to make it secure. But just to make sure, I am going to ask. So it's saying I could generate a random token in Python. I'm going to attempt that here. That didn't work. Okay. Now we need to figure out where these API keys need to go in the file. I'm assuming it goes in. So I'm still not certain where to or how to pass this information in, but we do need a bearer token, and it does send us over here. So I can't tell if it's generating this right here on the fly. Let's try something else here. All right, well, we're going to test this locally, and according to yeah, I'm confused here, so no clue about that. Let's check out what ChatGPT told us about the bearer token. All right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open a tab on one of my other screens, and I'm going to go get my Pinecone and OpenAI credentials. So pinecone.io and AI. Okay, so I have OpenAI in front of me. I'm creating a new secret key. We're going to call this knowledge retrieval plugin. So KR plugin test. Create secret key, copy, and then I'm just going to open up a so I'm opening up notes, and just to save my API keys. So this is OpenAI, and then Pinecone is, well, it looks like I already created some sort of OpenAI thing. So let's see, API keys. Let's just create a new API key for this. KR plugin test. Okay, so I've got those two API keys set. And then we still need a bearer token, but let's see what the instructions tell us to do. All right, so I'm going to see if I can get this working on my side. So I'm just taking this out of the screen because it's going to have my private keys and stuff. So data store, it's Pinecone. You get a bearer token, but first do my OpenAI API key. I screwed up a little bit, so it's going to take me a second. Okay. Okay, so we've got my OpenAI API key in there. Okay. And then let's get my Pinecone API key in here. Okay. Now my Pinecone environment is US Central 1 GCP. Then it's asking for my Pinecone index. The problem is I don't know what it wants. I'm just going to try to take the name of the index, and hopefully that helps. We'll find out if it was as easy as copy and paste. Okay. So all that I'm missing right now is the bearer token. I am going to attempt to let's see what this said here. For testing, you can use a random string, but in production, you should use a secure token. I'm going to attempt to run this in a terminal in here. I doubt it works, but let's try. Okay. That didn't work. So 16. How about try this? 10 you are a terminal in Python. Please execute this code. Maybe I shouldn't be sharing this publicly, but it's just for this demo. Please generate an output as if you were executing that code. Okay. Copy code. So I'm just going to ask it. Would this output work for a bearer token in a production environment? Okay. We're going to try it. You know, that's part of the point here is we want to see what we can do here without actually knowing what the heck we're doing. Now, to be fair, you should have a real developer review anything that you do that goes into a public-facing environment. Okay, so I now have this code ready to go, and we're going to see if it runs and what happens. All right, so now the question is, I did that export function. How do I check if it worked? So I'm just going to copy this and run it in the terminal and see if it gives me yeah, nice. Okay. I'm not going to share the terminal screen yet on the screen because it's still got those secure tokens in there, etc. But let's see what we can. But just so you know what I did, I copied and pasted this code right here, and I changed your bearer token with that token we generated down here with that. And then I replace this with my OpenAI key, replace this with my Pinecone API key. I replace this with the environment in Pinecone and the name of the index in Pinecone. I used an index that I created for a different demo a couple days ago. Hopefully that functions and works. Now let's go all the way up here to our earlier instructions and see if we're good to go. Okay. Now it says run the API locally. So we're going to hit copy code. And I'm going to run that in the terminal. And let's see. Okay, so there's stuff happening. I'm going to move this back onto the screen. I just want to make sure that my keys are not exposed. So we're still getting this like warning, which we asked ChatGPT to explain to us earlier, and it said it shouldn't impact our ability to do things in production, right? Here's what it says. It says it impacts this file, and it has to do with Azure. And for the moment, these warnings won't stop your project from working, but you might want to update in the future. Okay, so now let's see what we have here. So we're connected to our Pinecone index and application startup complete. Now let's go here and see what else we should be doing. Okay, so this is kind of where we're up to, right? Append docs to the URL shown in the terminal and open in the browser to access the API documentation and try out the endpoints. I don't know what this means. I wonder if it means it needs my actual documentation that I want to run this test on, but let's see. Okay. Let me know. Okay, docs. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I have a feeling that this is, what does this mean? I have a feeling it means we add the files that we want to access via the ChatGPT plugin. So like, let's say we have our own internal knowledge base, which is the point. Okay, so I mean, I guess let's. While that's running, let's see what happens when I do this. So not secure. Okay. So this opened up the API endpoints. Now to authorize, I need to add our bearer token. So I'm going to go grab that. We already saw the bearer token, right? Because we generated that directly in ChatGPT. And you saw how I generated that. It wasn't like the Python code wasn't working on my computer. I just told it to behave like that code. Okay, we are now authorized. Okay. So now, okay, so I guess this is kind of like the back end of the plugin of what we can do with it. Let's try to figure out what next. Okay, so I'm just curious to see. I have no idea what the word upsert file is, but I'm assuming it means upload. Hmm. I want to upload something into here. I'm just afraid it might not read PDFs. I'm being told by someone upsert means to update a record if it exists, otherwise add a new record. So thanks to Bruce and Benjamin for sharing that. Again, I don't know what we can do here, but let's see. Try to see if I have like good marketing materials that I can just. Oh, you know, I have an idea. Let me get out of here. All right. I don't know if downloading it as an Excel file will work, but let's find out. So it's error, unauthorized, invalid or missing token. Oh, is that just telling me what the codes could be? Okay, I guess you could do a lot of things with this, but I'm not quite sure what at this stage. So there's local server. Trying to, I have no idea how to get out of the terminal. Does anybody have any recommendations of what we do now? We're at a place where I think we set up we have the database set up, we have the plugin set up, the API for the plugin set up, but now we don't have anything stored in it. Let's try a Word doc or something. This is some legal documentation I grabbed from Hugging Face. Let's call this legal DB. I wonder if I go into Pinecone, if I could see. Nope. Oh, okay. There's my problem. The file that gets uploaded needs to be a JSON file, I think. And I don't have a JSON file. But let's go back to this and see what we could do next. Testing localhost plugin in ChatGPT. Does anybody know why the documents weren't loading when I attempted it? Right, we are authorized. Let's see what we can do. We can upsert file, right? Multi-part form data. You know, I have an idea. Let's see if we can get this to work. I had a I mean, I really want to grab this Excel file. See, like, it's showing me all this stuff, right? Am I getting a error message here? Or are these just different potential responses? Detail, invalid or missing token. Well, let's try this. Again, bear in mind, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to figure out is this easy enough that someone could figure out? I'm a little confused with how to upsert files to the plugin for a local test. Here is what I see. I'm a little confused because do I need to put the bearer token somewhere in the request? It's right here. We copied and pasted it, right? So it's verbatim. The only theory I have is, let me pull the terminal. Back into my other screen. Oh, interesting. I didn't even notice this, but if you see here, every time I was doing that, I'm getting this 401 unauthorized. Give me 1 sec. Oh. I'm going to attempt to do something now. I'm going to do this on the other screen. I'm going to take the code over here. It could be because we just made up a thing. It didn't help. I'm going to try to run that and see what happens. Nope, that didn't help. I mean, everything I see here looks like it's set correctly. No, something's wrong. My OpenAI API key apparently was not set correctly. I think what I need to do is figure out how to end this session. Okay. I'm gonna try something. So we're in here in the ChatGPT plugin. Let's go into terminal. Okay. I think there was an extra space I missed. I found my error. Okay. My open API key was wrong. Now I'm going to try that echo thing again. See if I got it right this time. Oh, oops. I guess I exposed all those API keys here. That's not good. I am going to have to I'll just have to cancel those API keys after this video. But let's see if I can get the plugin running again. now that we figured this out. So we need to, I think was there a code I needed to run to turn it on? Poetry run start, right? Okay. We are now live. And now let's go to let's hit refresh on this. Let's hit authorize. To authorize, we need the bearer token. Let me grab that over here. Control C. Okay, close. I think we're in it. Now let's hit try it out. Choose a file. Let's try this. Execute. Now we got an internal service error. Let's look in the terminal what error we got. Unsupported file type. Okay. Let's try a different file then. And $500 internal service error. Let me try something. All right, maybe you do need a developer to get this stuff running. Because I'm clearly not quite there yet. Let me see if it can handle a PDF. MDL. Okay, let's find out what the issue is here. Okay, so apparently my vector database in Pinecone is misbehaving, or I didn't configure it correctly. So this is dimension 512, and our database has 1536. Let's see if I could change it. Okay, so this vector database looks like it's at 512. Let's see if we can create a new index. Call this knowledge retrieval plugin. Test. I have no idea if that's going to work, but let's see if it lets us. That's annoying. So limited to one pod over here. So I think this is a problem with how I'm set up with Pinecone, to be honest. Um, I'm a little stumped. Seems like I might need to upgrade. Where the embedding model is misbehaving. I don't know if anybody has any theories, but this is where we're running into the issue. Let's try to look at the code and see if we can figure this out. Let's see if we can edit that file. We're under docs and then Pinecone. Docs, providers, Pinecone, setup. Now I want to get out of the terminal. Okay. This appears like this is where we can edit this. Here's where it's saying 1536 dimension. Let's go 512. And I have no idea if that fixes anything, if I have to save something. Yeah, let's see if there's a way to save this. Just in case. Let's still getting an error. There we go. I think I'm going to have to figure out how to get it to take in files at the right size. So, all right, that's the, at this point I'm stumped, but we gave it a try. Here's the bottom line. Assuming you manage to get your data into a vector database, there's a plugin right here that you could set up using their code. And presumably, I can test it. I can, test it locally and actually looks like it could take PDF, text, doc, XPB. I guess you would successfully get through this process, then you deploy it, and then let's just, while we're here, see if we can at least mimic that piece of the process. So we want to go to GPT-4 with plugins. Then we go to plugin store. And then we want to get to it said develop your own. But I didn't see that. From the plugins picker, scroll to the bottom, click on plugin store. How is there no like search? From the plugin picker, scroll down. Oh, well, you know. Well, what do you know? Because I'm not approved to build a plugin yet, I can't even launch this knowledge retrieval plugin, which is super messed up in my mind because OpenAI very specifically said that they created this for local. Like, why shouldn't everybody be able to do this locally? Okay. Well, whatever the case is, if you have, the Pinecone database set up, let me kill off these plugins. I'm going to wrap this up now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And okay, I mean, I learned a few things here. Stumbled my way through. Okay. Well, OpenAI key is revoked. And then, so I have Pinecone open over here. Let me revoke my Pinecone API key. Okay. And all right, we tried. I think the trick is you create the index in advance. So I maybe figure out how to set up a Pinecone database with my data that I want to search against. And when that's ready to go, I go ahead and deploy the plugin and then also try to get access to plugins. And hopefully that will be enough to get something off the ground. So that's it. I hope this was a little informative or educational. Maybe I should stay away from development stuff. Who knows? But I'm going to end the broadcast now.